Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming
Cheers. Thanks.
in. Okay, Nicky, please.
Kia ora.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Kia ora. My name is Nicky Snoyink and I'm the Regional Conservation Manager for Forest and Bird for Canterbury and the West Coast. Forest and Bird is a non-government organisation. It's not DOC, and it is its purpose is to do everything we can for the protection and preservation of New Zealand's native species. So we made a submission, and there were sort of 5 key points, and that's what I'm going to talk to today. First of all, I just want to say that a couple of weeks ago, before I just got back from leave, I was at before I left, I was at a revitalisation of the Canterbury Biodiversity Strategy session at Environment Canterbury, and there were council representatives from all over Canterbury, but no one from the Christchurch City Council. So I really would urge you to send somebody along to those meetings to get involved in the revitalisation of Canterbury's biodiversity strategy as a signatory. Forest and Bird are pretty dismayed that by the disestablishment of the Christchurch City Council's natural environment team. We really consider that a well-resourced in-house ecological team of experts is very important for the city. It limits the amount of spent on external consultants, and it also ensures that the biodiversity in the district can be monitored, protected and enhanced across all of the council functions. The council needs to seriously consider re-establishing the team that brings together a properly resourced in-house ecologists and relevant policy staff to achieve the goals set out in the Canterbury Biodiversity Strategy, the council's own biodiversity strategy, and to implement the National Policy Statement for Indigenous Biodiversity, which is the Territorial Authority's responsibility. And also to help increase climate resilience, with nature sort of being central to achieving that. Significant ecological sites, or SNAs, the city has a number of those around the area, and Forest and Bird seeks that the council ensure that your SNA program is properly resourced towards increasing Indigenous biodiversity on private land throughout the district, and also for supporting willing landowners who are doing a really awesome job out there. We're also aware that the Jobs for Nature funding has given a real boost to particularly pest control and weed control in the district, and that money is about to run out soon. And it provided additional resources for the council to be able to help communities do the job out there. So we strongly recommended that this funding is at the very least maintained in the long-term plan, so that that vital work can continue out there, so it's not all lost when the Jobs for Nature money runs out. And then finally, we strongly recommend that the council have a fund set aside for strategic purchases of threatened ecosystems when the opportunities arise, and that includes things like salt marshes and wetland ecosystems and regenerating forests in particular, that are integral in managing the impacts of climate change, as well as protecting habitat for threatened species that exist in those kind of places. So yeah, that we hope that you will consider that this LTP contains funding for those sort of strategic purchases. Mm-hmm. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Okie doke. Sarah, please.
Thank you. The Natural Environment team have done amazing work over the years. While the team itself isn't there with its name, what's your understanding about whether positions from within there have gone into other areas of the council? So sometimes things are restructured, if you like, rather than dispersed the people gone. Yeah. But what's the number of staff in that kind of space now?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
But we don't have are you saying we don't have an ecologist and stuff anymore?
Well, no, I know you have ecologists, but I'm not sure if they're there in a team working across the. They're not. No, they're not. There's no team. Yeah. Yeah. They're there, but they're dispersed.
Lastly, Yanni, please.
Yeah, thank you. We've heard from a previous submitter about actually the sites of ecological significance are really just in name instead of offering any sort of tangible protection. Would you support council? You've talked about the SNAs, but would you support council doing more work around sites of ecological significance along like the rivers, the estuary, and other sort of habitat, and putting more protections in
Absolutely.
place?
Yeah, particularly around the freshwater ecosystems and the intertidal areas. Yeah, definitely.
And would that include like lizard habitat?
Yeah. Lizards live in the dryland areas on the edges of those places. Yeah.
They don't. Yeah. Okay. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your submission. That's brilliant. Thank you
Kia ora.
for
Thank
going
you.
to the trouble. Okay, Jonty here, please.